Back in the 90s and around then, the legend of Madame Koi Koi was popular in slightly varying forms across secondary schools in Nigeria. Now, Madame Koi Koi was said to be the ghost of a wicked teacher who haunted dormitories, hallways, and toilets in boarding schools at night. And in these schools, she haunted toilets and students who came too early to school or left too late. So, on the 31st of October this year, a two-part horror series directed by Jay Franklyn Jituboh entitled The Origin, Madame Koi Koi, was released as an attempt to tell the Madame Koi Koi story in the form of a movie.
I didn't like it too when I first arrived.
You see, that's exactly what I've been trying to tell her.
I keep having the same nightmare.
What kind of nightmare?
I'm all alone in the hostel, and then something comes to attack me.
So today we'll take a look at the good and the bad of this short series. By the way, I am Nnamdi Atupulazi. Welcome to Nollwood Reviews on my channel. Please click the button on the bottom right of your screen to subscribe to my channel so you get notified whenever I post a new video. And so we start. The good about this series. Number one is acting. The fact that you were likely extremely angry with Mother Superior, acted by Ireti Doyle, and Lashe, acted by Chooks Joseph, means those characters played their roles to perfection. I also like the talkative Edna and the intelligent Amanda as well. The actors for me were generally impressive, so that's the first thing. Number two is retro faithfulness. Now, that's my term, and what it means here is how faithful the series is to the time in reference. So in this series, the fashion, cars, and other items were faithful to the 70s, 80s, 90s, which were the eras in which the series was set. The clock in Mother Superior's office, for example, the envelope she held, the cars the characters drove, the number plates, and so on were all spot on. I mean, they were all reflective of the years in question, and that's kudos to the director. Number three, cinematography. The scenes showing the ghost were professionally shot. They even looked like top-class Nollwood stuff at times. I mean, even the hostel scenes where Amanda was haunted in her dream often looked like proper horror. I mean, I love the cinematography. That's another, thumbs up to the director. And now, let's jump right into the bad. And there were quite a number of them. Number one, inappropriate props. I noticed in two scenes that Mother Superior wore artificial nails and had those nails painted. Now, this is inappropriate because Reverend says neither wear artificial nails nor paint them. And I expect the rules to be even stricter way back in 1991. So I don't know the reason behind having Mother Superior paint her nails and wear artificial nails and paint them. Number two, I know there are students who don't pay attention in class, but they do well in tests and exams, usually because they read on their own later. There are also others who just only pay attention in class, but don't do extra reading on their own. So yet, they do well in tests and exams. However, it is certainly improbable that 4 and later 3 students who never paid attention in class and are never shown to be reading on their own and are now painted as not just the smartest in the school, but smarter than students from other schools for 3 years on the bounce that they were winning their competitions. I am talking about Lashe and his friends. They were not paying attention the first time Mother Superior was shown addressing the students. They never paid attention in class at any time. They spent the nights scheming and raping girls, and in the daytime they were playing football. The only time we saw them reading was just once when they were preparing for the competition, and even that one was a ploy to get Amanda. There's no way that these boys can be winning inter-school academic competitions back to back. It doesn't make sense. They don't read. They don't attend classes. They may be smart. It happens. They may be top 10 best students in this, in the school, even though they don't read or pay attention in class. But to be the best in the school and go on to be the best among all the schools from around the area, it doesn't make sense. Now, number 3, the idea of a mixed boarding school owned by the Catholic Church seems like a historical misrepresentation to me. Now, in the past, the Catholic Church owned either all boys or all girls boarding secondary schools. And if there was ever a case of a Catholic boarding secondary school for boys and girls, then it must be a temporary measure while another school is being built. But the school in this series is presented to be a mixed boarding school from the beginning, and it sort of feels weird to me. I had expected an explanation as to why the Catholic boarding school is a mixed school. I didn't get that explanation. Number 4, some of the interactions between Mother Superior and the students were unrealistic. I went to secondary school between 1999 and 2004, and in those days we feared our principals like they were gods. But in this series, students in 1991 sometimes spoke to the principal, a whole Mother Superior, like we see in some contemporary Hollywood movies. For instance, Ibiku, in countering the accusation of Mother Superior that she asked to be raped, said, in quote, "No one deserves what happened to me," speaking to the Mother Superior in her office. And then following the disappearance of one of the boys that raped her, Ibukun again said to Mother Superior, "I hope the rumors are true and I hope he never returns." Even in today's mission schools, you are unlikely to have a student speak like this to the principal, let alone in 1991. Number 5, from the first day Amanda entered the hostel until the series ended, she only ever spoke with her bunkmate Edna. Now, despite the many scenes, from the hostel, we never saw other students speaking with Edna or Amanda. Even after Amanda survived the Madame Koi Koi attack and returned to school, no student in the hostel said anything to her as she walked all the way to her bunkmate Edna. Wow, that's a lot unrealistic. And by the way, how realistic is it that Amanda returned to that same school after all that happened? Abi, now that won't be the only school within the community. Similarly, the state, which had been looking for reasons to take the school from the church, suddenly had more than enough reasons, following the confirmed deaths of 4 students, including 3 students in one night, and the arrest of the Mother Superior for criminal investigations, possibly. Yet, Sister Ruth, that's Choma Chukwuka, is seen taking over as the new head of school, the new Mother Superior, instead. Now, usually the school should be shut down. There's no, succession in this context, in this circumstance. The school is shut down usually, and investigations commence. Number 6, Baba Fawole ages clearly after 20 years. That's the school gatekeeper. From the throwback to the 70s and then back to the 1991 present. The man aged a lot. But somehow, Sister Ruth, that is Chuma Chukwuka, remains the same from the throwback to 1970s back to 1991. 20 years gap and she was still the same. She didn't age. Wow. Number 7. This series is certainly not about the Madame Koi Koi legend we knew about while growing up. This one is just a rape story with sprinkles of revenge. No student is haunted in the hostel or school, save for Amanda, who had nightmares. Even when the ghost returned, it wasn't immediately to kill Amanda, who was a descendant of one of the men that raped Madame Koi Koi. It was instead to act as some kind of vengeful vigilante, killing rapists. The ending of the movie is also poor. Lachey and the other boys are believed by the community to be victims of a bloodthirsty ghost, rather than victims of their own rape crimes. Overall, I think the series is decent if you're looking at it as just a horror production. And from that angle, it's probably a 7 over 10. But as a recreation of the Madame Koi Koi legend, this is just a 5 over 10 for me because it doesn't even just begin to do justice to the legend. But this is just my opinion, so kindly let me know what you think of the series and my review of it in the comment section. My name is Nnamdi Atupulazi. Please subscribe to my channel, like and share this video.